Well, that is the problem. I think there's a free-for-all going on here. That is the problem. That is what we are saying, that everybody is just grabbing left, right, and center, and we're going to stop that. It's so simple. If you're saying that, oh, we cannot say that the president has abdicated his responsibility because this is democracy and because he's a very clean, nice man, therefore everything is falling apart around him and he's not going to do anything about it. I'm insisting that there's a culture of impunity in this government, and it's got to stop.
Okay, see, we have agencies to check all this stuff.
And if they're not doing that job,
you have the EFCC,
if they're not doing that job, we need to
so they should do their job. And if they are not performing, the public is there to judge.
The other question which I'll leave hanging, but we'll go to talk to our correspondent, is this. The manifesto you read now, what you read out, is that the manifesto of the APC or the manifesto of your presidential candidate?
Are you trying to draw a line?
The question will be, you said we're putting forth an individual who has a track record of fighting corruption. Is he going to do the war against corruption alone, or is he going to be working with other people?
The presidential candidate is...
I'm hearing a question here.
He's a presidential candidate of the APC.
Okay.
They are the ones who have put him forward. You know that the president can
you're
never...
not part of them?
Well, he's APC. I'm part of them. We have put him forward. What I am saying is that, look, our president in waiting, as far as we are concerned, is going to put forward radical, very radical steps to ensure that we are relatively corruption-free in this country.
Okay, we'll go over, we had spoken to our correspondent Yemi Kosoko sometime earlier in the day to bring us up. Now we'll bring up that interview we had with him as it brings us up to speed of what happened in Plateau State. Yemi.
Citizens of Plateau State who are yet to get their permanent voter cards have been assured that they should just hold their peace. The governor of the state, Dr. Jonah Jang, while speaking with Channels Television, expressed concern on the non-availability of the permanent voter cards to majority of the people on the plateau. Specifically, citizens of Lantan North, part of Lantan South, Kanke and Jos South are yet to receive their permanent voter cards. And according to the Resident Electoral Commission in Jos, that is talking about Plateau State EREC of INEC, it says they are still expecting this PVC from the national headquarters. And according to the governor, if these PVCs are not available by the end of the date that INEC has issued, which is the 8th of March, then he is suggesting that the usage of the temporary voters card should be able to come into use during the general elections. I'm talking about the electionary campaign for the political parties on the plateau. The APC has just rounded up its campaign for the north central zone, for the northern zone of the state, while the People's Democratic Party are going into community to community, door to door campaign in which they are trying to reach out to their various electorates. Back to you in Lagos.
Well, that was a conversation we had with Yemi earlier in the day. But now let's just also listen to, while we're in the mood of listening, let's listen to the president, something he had to say about security, and a leader of the All Progressives Congress had a response as well.
They talk about insecurity, that they will fight insecurity. And you ask, are our armed forces weak? Are the Nigerians in the armed forces weak? No. If we have problems, what is the cause? Equipment. They don't have platforms. And somebody who wakes up and tells young people of 23 years old that he wants to fight insecurity, ask him, when he was the head of government, did he buy one rifle for a Nigerian soldier?
Our nation has been devastated through the war and bombs. You are in. You came out and you are complaining about one rifle or the other. This man confessed to you. Ó sọ pé òun ti fail.
Okay, let's come back to the studio here and continue this conversation. That was insecurity. Both parties are talking about fighting insecurity. The PDP that's ruling now is acquiring more equipment. Based on what the president said, there were no equipment. And so they were buying equipment for this. The APC has said they will fight insecurity. But while you respond to that, a quick response to that, because it's job creation we're going to next. So let's go. How are we going to fight insecurity?
Are you asking me?
Yes, let's begin with...
fine. First of all, we think that the morale of the armed forces of this country has been at its lowest ebb for a long time. We believe that they have not been well motivated. We believe that there has been incentives. We believe that they had been sent to the war front without arms, ammunition, and equipment, and that's why we had desertions. We believe very strongly that, the territorial integrity of this country had been largely compromised and been left to rot. We also say that and ask, why has it taken so long for some kind of response, or the kind of response we are getting now? Why has it taken all of 5 years for this administration to respond to the cries and the hues of the people in the Northeast? So what we plan to do, of course, is that we're going to step it up. We're going to ensure that all our military forces, be it the Navy, the Army, or the Air Force, are well equipped over a long period. And we're not going to say, oh, we don't know where they are. We're not going to outsource. The fact that some private individuals are going to buy warships is embarrassing to us. Soon we are beginning to outsource the job of the Navy. Because when people start to go and buy warships, it means, what is the Navy doing? Why aren't you equipping the Navy and ensuring that they buy those warships? So we are outsourcing the Navy. Now we've invited the Chadians, the Nigerians, the Cameroonians to come and fight for us. We are outsourcing the army. So we are going to outsource.
Are they fighting for us?
Oh, yeah, of course they are in the Northeast. So
I thought Boko Haram was also incurring into their areas.
No, but it's not them that has lost a swathe of territory as big as Belgium. So what I'm saying is, you've outsourced the army, soon you are going to outsource the Air Force. I suspect soon you are going to outsource the governance of this country altogether. And let me tell you, we cannot continue this way. We need a strong leadership. We need a strong army behind our leadership. And we're not getting that right now. And I'm not going to say, look, our soldiers, our armed forces are patriotic, strong people. They have proved that all over West Africa, all over Africa. They have been used. But when we don't get the equipment and the support and incentives for them, and for those who have died, we don't give them adequate recognition, then something is not right. And we say we're going to put that right. And that is what our own presidential candidate is promising to do.
So the manager?
Yes, sir. Well, I want to assure you of one thing. The government is not going to start awarding contracts to people who are not expert in that field to purchase arms and other equipment for the armed forces. I want to believe that for some time, the military has been having problems containing this Boko Haram or also form of insurgency in this country because there have been high degree of sabotage. You see, it's been proven that there's been high degree of sabotage in the military itself. You see, when somebody now made this pronouncement publicly that he's going to make sure that he makes the government ungovernable for somebody, then you know that person must have something. I mean, there must be a reason for that. Now, this insurgency has been localized somehow. It's been localized in a particular part of the country, and it has stayed so. Now, and suddenly somebody is coming to say, listen, when I get there in a jiffy, I'll wipe out these people. Then that person ought to be invited for questioning. What is the antidote? If he has that, and if he's a patriotic Nigerian, then why is he not presenting that antidote to the government so that we can get over with this?
You didn't answer the question why it took so long to get to this point where we are now.
Well, and then another thing is this. When you talk about outsourcing, when you talk about the Chadians, Nigerians, so forth and so on, coming to fight our war. You see, we have to realize one thing, that the